Welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. I'm Eric, and on this show I'm going to make oatmeal raisin cookies, the big fluffy fat ones that you can pretty much find in the mall, or if you go to Subway they're kind of close to that. I can't go to the store and get them because they just don't exist, and Subway I don't really want to get just 3 at a time. I want to pig out, right? So Amy likes them, I like them, I want to make some. And I do want to do a quick shout out to one of our viewers and subscribers, Maximum Melanie. She has just asked for weeks that I make oatmeal cookies. So for you, I'll make them today. Okay? So thank you for the suggestion. So please join us as I make my raisin oatmeal cookies. For this recipe, we're going to require the following ingredients. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of table salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. We have a 1.5 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour, 2 whole eggs, 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 1 cup of packed light brown sugar, 2 sticks or 16 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 3 cups of oatmeal, and then the required 1.5 cups of raisins. So the first thing we're going to do is set our oven to 350 so that way it gets preheated and it's ready to rock and roll. We're going to mix, or actually whisk in this case, our dry ingredients. So let's go ahead and dump in the flour into a medium bowl. Make sure we got all that out, right? Don't want to waste any. So let's throw in the nutmeg, throw in the salt, and the baking powder. And then we're just going to whisk this to combine. Next is the fun part. We get power tools. So today we're going to use a KitchenAid 5-quart professional that's got plenty of miles on it. I've done my fair share of whipping and beating things in it. So today we're just going to have a paddle on it, and we're going to start off by throwing in the sugars. So we got a white sugar there. We're going to throw in the brown sugar. You know, yay. And let's go ahead and throw this butter in there. Butter doesn't want to cooperate, so we'll force it out, right? I'm bigger than it is. All right. So now, butter, all the stuff's in there. Let's go ahead and put this thing on medium. Oh, actually, lift it up. Make sure we use it right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and slowly bring it up to medium. And we pretty much want to run it on medium for like a couple of minutes maybe, just to make sure that the ingredients are all happy together. Light, fluffy butter. The butter is room temperature at this point. So now it's time to go ahead and put the eggs in. And we're just going to go ahead and put them in one at a time. And there goes one. Let's go ahead and get the other one to join the party. All right. Eggs are out of the way. So we're going to go and slow this down now to like something slower, because we're getting ready to put the dry ingredients in. And I don't want to look like Casper the Ghost, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to go flying everywhere, right? So I think we can handle that. So I'm just incorporating a little slow. Oh yeah, it's having a good time. You can hear it bogging down, right? But it's getting mixed in there. Oops, overshot that a little. This has to be your plain Jane rolled oats, right? And we're just putting these in slowly. And we just want them to get incorporated here, right? We're not trying to beat them up too bad. Machine's having a good time. And now, the fun part. We're going to put in some raisins. We've got a cup and a half here. We're going to put them in kind of slow, right? Make sure they get evenly dispersed. To prepare for the cookies, we're going to use parchment paper. It's a lot easier than having to grease and make a mess and everything. These are pretty big pans. These are Teflon. I think they're the air gap ones. There's like a bunch of holes on the bottom to help keep the stuff, I guess, from burning if you're cooking really high temps. But 350 will be fine. But because they are so big, normally I just fold the parchment paper over in half and then we have double thickness, right? Well, these are so big it doesn't fit. So off camera I cheated and I kind of ripped them to kind of mimic how they should fit. And we should be good with that. Now what we're going to do is try to take the dough and, I don't know, just evenly make a bunch of dough balls. The goal is to make things that are about 2 inches diameter. These are going to be big cookies, okay? These aren't the little spoon drop looking things. These are going to be humongous. So this dough, if you do it right, might make around 19 or 20 of these things, but who knows. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of half effort divide these things into equal numbers, and then basically the small ones will give more dough to and the bigger ones will taketh away, right? Okay, these are my extra big ones, so these are going to require probably a little more cooking time. I'm going to put them both same time. As you can see, I've got my cookie racks adjusted for the middle, and we're going to go ahead and put these guys both in the same time, and then halfway through the cook we'll switch them out and rotate them to make sure that they're cooked evenly. Okay, it's been right around 22 minutes, somewhere in that area. I've already done the swap, rotate. The thing we're looking for on this is not time is a helper, but it's not the absolute. We need to be golden brown on the edges. The middles don't have to look done, and if you cook them till they're done, you're going to kill them. So look until the edges look golden brown, and that's good enough. So for right now, we're just going to go ahead and let it cool on the rack for a couple of minutes until we can then transfer it to the wire racks. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes now. If you have a metal spatula, might be better. This is a hard plastic, so it should do equally good. Flexible rubber is not going to cut it. And you just want to go ahead and be gentle. These cookies are basically finishing their cooking a little bit on these pans over the last couple of minutes, and they're also going to cook a little bit as they cool on the wire racks. I think I finally found a use for this thing. Amy bought this for me for my grill, but I think I might actually prefer to use it on cookies, right? They said use metal, and this is the only one I could find. So Amy, it's your fault, okay? So let me go ahead and transfer one of these big guys with it, right? See how it works? And look at that, it's a pro. Just gets right underneath there. And the last one. Yeehaw! It worked. First official use, baking cookies. Would you have ever guessed that, Amy? And so now we just need to let this cool until room temp, and then we'll be taking a bite, or several. Well, now that these things have been cooling on a wire rack, it's time to take a sample, right? They're moist. Just have a very slight crispiness on the bottom. Raisins are great. They're not overly sweet. So if you have to have, and I know there's a million ways to cook these things, if you have to have it super sweet, you're going to need to add more sugar. But if you don't like them, overly sweet, in other words, you want to taste the oatmeal, not a bunch of other spices and stuff, then these are perfect. It's a great balance. You get the oatmeal, they're chewy. I mean, they're just great, right? Go with milk really well. I think they're great. What's that? I'm being informed that there's reports that somebody from Amy Learns to Cook was outside with the wire racks to make the cookies cool faster so that way they could eat them faster. That would never happen around here. We would always cool them right here in the house at room temperature. Now I'm hearing they got proof, video proof. What is this, TMZ? Oh wow! This isn't what you think it is. Maybe there is a little truth to that. I mean, if they're this good, why would you not want to go outside where it's 30 degrees cooler or more and expedite the cooling of these? These are just awesome. That's all I can say. So why don't you give these things a try? Ingredients are pretty simple. The steps are pretty simple. Put them in the oven. The biggest thing to look for is, don't worry about time so much, but look at the bottom of the cookies. When they start turning brown or even a light tan, when they start to change colors, it's time to pull them out. They'll finish cooking, and if you don't, they're going to be a little more crispy. If you want a crispy bottom, then that's fine, but you're running the risk of them burning at that point. So when they start to change colors, that's when it's time to pull it out. And they'll finish cooking on the wire racks and of course on the sheet for the 2 minutes as well. Okay. If you like this video, and thank you once again, Maximum Melanie, great idea how me cook these things. Thumbs up for that. If you like the video, please subscribe below and leave a comment and a like. And please visit us at AmyLearnsToCook.com. And we're also on Twitter and Pinterest at AmyLearnsToCook.